is in the building.
Yeah, we was out in Vegas. We took a couple losses on the nose. We lost to San Fran and Nevada out there, but then we ended that tournament beating North Carolina A&T and UC Davis. And I feel like those two games really helped us carry momentum over into the beginning of conference play. Beating Presbyterian, Winthrop, at Asheville, we played really well in the start of conference play.
It definitely gave us a lot of confidence going into conference play. Like when we first got to the tournament, Coach said it'd be our first chance to get some hardware this season, and our ultimate goal was to win conference play.
Well, I think that being preseason 7 was certainly a motivating factor for our team. I think it put a chip on their shoulder, kind of showed our guys, they took it as a level of disrespect from the teams in our league.
The coaches definitely used that as motivation, hanging things up in the locker room, reminding us that we were picked 7th place.
The start of conference play, we always just felt like we had to take it one game at a time. The first game against Presbyterian, we thought we could kind of get off to a good start if we could get a win there on the road. Presbyterian, a new coach, we didn't know a ton about them. And so we got a chance to take them on and really play well on the road and kind of continue some of that momentum. And then getting to play the teams that were preseason 1 and 2 at home was a fun challenge. We tried our best to motivate the guys and remind them, of that chip they had on their shoulder from being picked 7th. And they came out and played really well. I think we showed a glimpse of how explosive we could be offensively and how well we could be defensively.
Us guys that played on this team last year, we knew that we did the same thing last year. We started off beating Asheville and beating Winthrop, and we couldn't let it stop there. We had to try to keep the streak going as long as possible.
Yeah, we told the guys that we could start conference play on a 4-game win streak and end conference play on a 4-game win streak, and that's kind of what we rallied around. We talked about just that if we could take it one game at a time, we knew that we could be really, really good. And we just tried our best to keep building momentum one game at a time. We were first place halfway through the conference schedule, and we went on a 3-game losing streak. And we decided as a coaching staff to not back down on the guys, to really try to ramp up our attention to detail, ramp up our ownership in what we believed in, and sticking to our fundamentals, and really drilling those little things day in and day out. And that really helped us to be able to bounce back and to keep improving as the year went on.
Definitely after we lost those 3 games in a row, and we had to come back and refocus. And we never really, I don't say we really lost our chip, but we basically, I know after we lost those 3 games, everybody rechanneled that chip and realized what we was fighting for, what we was playing for. And we got our heads back on track, and the train started back rolling full speed, and there wasn't no stopping it.
One thing we always talked about throughout the year is having resolve, and I think that was a big part of our team this year. When things weren't going our way, we always found a way to bounce back and try to, get things back on track. We knew we didn't play well, and we were still in a 1-possession game. We was in pretty much 1-possession games all year, but when we lost 3 in a row, it was kind of a wake-up call. Like, we need to get this show on the road. We don't got no more time to be playing around.
The Winthrop game, the one we lost there, that game was a terrible game on our behalf. We played very poorly on both ends of the ball. I think that game we kind of took Winthrop lightly about the fact that we beat them kind of bad at our place. So we really didn't put in the focus to prepare for them like we should have, and consequently we got whooped. The Asheville game, that was our first test of seeing how we was without our juice, because that game, everybody was just out there playing. Nobody was really nobody was really giving juice. Nobody was really focused on the concept of juice.
Our team was tough. Randy Phillips, he kind of identified as our tough guy, and our team rallied around him. He did the things that were required to be great. He sacrificed his body for the team. He held guys accountable. And by doing that, our team identified with him. And that's really helped us in tough games. So last year, for example, we lost a lot of those really close games, but we were super young and didn't have that sort of identity. This year, the toughness and a lot of the juice and energy that our guys brought helped us get through those close games, helped us be 1 or 2 point winners instead of 1 or 2 point losers. And that's the sort of blue collar mentality that we tried to build as a coaching staff for both years, but it really took the players identifying with it and really having somebody like Pop to rally behind and to identify with as the guy who was the leader in that area.
Yeah, Pop, I mean, it seemed like every time we needed to stop on defense, it seemed like he always took that big charge or, got that big defensive rebound. And he was really the backbone of our defense all year because he always made that one play in the game that, helped us solidify a win.
Our team rallied around effort plays and energy plays. It's easy to get excited when guys hit big shots or you make a Sports Center dunk, but great teams get excited about taking a charge or diving on the floor or tying a team up for a jump ball, when we're the first team to dive on the floor for it. And we as a coaching staff really empowered our managers and our players to get excited when those sort of things happen. To bring the juice and to make it a uplifting event, and they loved it. I think they were waiting for that okay, and it was just infectious. Our team started to live by it, and it gave us energy even when things weren't going our way on the offensive end.
Yeah, I feel like this year we really pride ourselves on the bench energy. When somebody on the floor makes a good play, takes a charge, makes a good defensive stop, makes a big shot, our bench really tries to bring the extra juice, and it gets those guys going on the floor even more.
Yeah, it's a confidence thing. This is a game, it's played by kids, 18 to 22-year-old young men. And, winning close games builds so much confidence in your team. Just from an emotional standpoint, from a archetypal standpoint where they realize they can do it. And when they were able to do that, it led to more confidence in those situations later in the year.